15 love.
One major semi-final on the CV for Felix Auger Aliassime. You'll remember it came here back in 2021. That was the year that Alcaraz actually retired, midway through the second.
30 love. Out. 40 love. Let second serve.
Ball.
40-15.
There's a consistent team behind Felix for many years. Freddie Fontang, of course, in the middle. Not too many partnerships have endured and stood the test of time like those two have for recent years. What a bond.
Ball.
Low-key guy. Here's Freddie.
Game Auger Aliassime. First game.
So de Minaur's defeats at majors. We touched on the fact that he's had a few goes at getting
started a run of 4 consecutive quarterfinal finishes. So it would be Zverev on the clay, Djokovic at Wimbledon. Draper here, as we've already talked about, when he was not quite fully fit in the quarterfinals of last year's US Open, and then Sinner convincingly in the Australian Open this year. So he's trying to do something he's never done, but this draw is a little bit more appealing than a lot of them.
Yeah.
Ball.
Yeah, the defeat to Draper last year was the only time of those matches Jim mentioned that he was ranked higher. But of course he wasn't healthy. He was battling, wasn't he, after that injury at Wimbledon the whole summer last year. Did very well to actually make the last 8, 12 months ago here.
Yeah, his performance here last year was inspiring. It reminds me of what Tommy Paul was able to do at Roland Garros this year, nursing an injury in his groin all tournament long.
Out. 15 on.
Second serve from de Minaur was just 67 miles an hour. And that is going to be something worth watching. How does Auger Aliassime approach the return of serve against the slower and predictable second serve of de Minaur? It's actually so reminiscent of Rublev's second serve directionally. He doesn't hit serves wide in the deuce court and rarely tee in the ad court on second serves. In fact, this tournament, he has not hit a single second serve at the forehand in the deuce.
Technical or tactical? What's the issue there?
That's got to be
30-15.
I mean, that's got to be. He hits a slice serve, so the slice serve naturally goes wide. So that's been tactical, and maybe he'll do it if Auger Aliassime starts to run around and get a lot of forehands in play like he did successfully against the Russian Rublev a few days ago. And he only hit 4 in the entire tournament. He's only gone up the tee with the second serve in the ad court 4 times.
Out.
40-15.
So many battles within this overall war. Just listening to you guys talk about the pros and cons of this matchup. I think something that Felix has done really well as well on his service games is defend his second serves, and I think that's going to be crucial for both guys. And that right there, I think, is one of the fundamental differences between these two. And
One game on.
Alex's ability to finish points off at net consistently has been a real strength of his. Actually, coming into this Zverev match, Jim, I was quite critical of Felix's ability to finish off at the net because it hasn't been his forte. Watch him miss easy volleys on big points. It was one of the best volleying performances I've ever seen from the Canadian. He won 24 out of 27. And for me, it was a game changer. It was a hugely contributing factor to that victory against Zverev. I want to see if he can pull that off today against Minaur on the other side.
Interesting when you look at the average contact point for the 8 quarterfinalists, because Alex plays highest up the court of anybody. If you look at the average contact point, which can be a bit misleading.
On the ground stroke rallies?
Yes, yes.
So he's closer into the net?
Yes, which then speaks into what Robbie's talking about, that he obviously, his ability to come in, he's a bit close to the net, right? Now, I know he doesn't have the pace off the ground, but he's closer to the net as a result of that.
And then you throw in those jets that he has, Nick. And the great tennis IQ, he's so good at recognizing when he's got his opponent on the ropes and then getting in quickly. You talk about maximizing a moment in a rally. I think Alex does that so well.
Little stick save.
30-15.
Started the year on fire, didn't he? Incredible first 3 months of the season, but as can be the way with him, it can be a little feast or famine at times. He's put together some good runs in his career. That was really underlined this season when you look at it. He won 17 of his first 20 matches. Following that, he lost 7 of the next 8.
Well, he's done well indoors traditionally in his career. He's won a lot of ATP 500 titles with a roof over his head. And the faster surfaces do seem to suit him. And most of the first quarter of the ATP calendar is quick.
Yeah.
Once he hit the grittier hard courts in the desert in California at Indian Wells, it was like it hit the brakes his season, and really struggled through the clay. Did have a nice run to the semis in Hamburg, but picked it back up again really after the hard court season started again. Tough overhead in the sun, hey, Rob?
Oh, I tell you what, Jim, he is looking directly into it. And even worse, it's just probably between 12 and 1 o'clock. So the sun for defensive lob is in the perfect position for de Minaur. And sometimes when you're in charge of a rally, you feel like you should finish it off with the smash straight away. You actually got to be disciplined and reset the point rather than looking for the outright winner like Felix did there. And speaking of defensive lobs, we see two of the best in the business. De Minaur hits that thing so high and so often can find it within a meter or two of the baseline. And this evening we see Lorenzo Musetti. I think he's taken over the mantra of incredible defensive lobs from Andy Murray. He similarly can put it within a meter of the line and throw it up high there. So keep an eye on that, folks.
Game Auger Aliassime.
Auger Aliassime did really well off a ball that was tattooed to the baseline.
Auger
Tough hole
Aliassime
back
leads
for the Canadian.
by 2.
Both, of course, planning weddings.
Out. 15 love.
That backhand so flat, doesn't he? And you can just see the effect it has there as it just skips through low, the Canadian.
Yeah, he's tough to attack when he hits his backhand, de Minaur, because it does skid and stay low, and you have to hit up on it, create some top spin.
40 love.
He's worked hard on his serve to add pace to it. A few years back, he changed his motion a little bit to get more shoulder turn, and as a result, added 3 miles an hour to his serve.
Wait this.
And he goes big for his serve. He's not a big guy. He's Alcaraz's height, 6 feet tall. Doesn't get quite as much pop. He's not as explosive as Carlos is.
Game de Minaur.
No problem so far.
2
Holding
games
serve
all
for
for
the
set.
Demon. In spite of making only a third of his first serves, he's one of the lower first serve percentage guys in tennis, de Minaur, because he doesn't really mix up the spins on his serve. First serve, he tries to get a lot of bang for his buck with it. So he has to hit a lot of second serves. The good news for him is he's so good once he's in rally. As long as he doesn't get hurt off of the return, he can usually turn the tide in those points.
Yeah, if we're talking about raw speed
15 love.
on the forehand side through the first 4 rounds here. This man's about 6 miles an hour down on Felix. Felix, one of the biggest all tournament off that forehand, as Robbie has talked about. The good news, he's had control of it as well. So he's been mightily effective.
Nick, I always like to remind people as well, sometimes it can be a bit misleading, especially when you're having a look at where a player is hitting that forehand from. Even though Minaur's might be slower, he's hitting, as you alluded to, much closer to the baseline. So actually the time it takes for his ball to get to Felix could almost be identical, even though his pace is slower than Felix's.
And one area, Rob, where they do separate, even if they aren't traveling at the same amount of time, is the weight of shot, because Auger Aliassime gets so much more topspin on his. It's just more difficult to handle than Minaur's, which is rather easy for players to manipulate comparatively. The flatter ball, you don't have to fight the spin coming at you. You can kind of dictate easier off of that shot.
That was smooth. Tailored Fritz's defeat last night. 83 of the last 84 majors have been won by the Europeans.
Do you still get to take credit for that? Didn't you separate from Europe? Aren't you guys sort of standing alone now? I mean,
I mean, listen, actually, I'll tell you one thing I will tell you.
Are you remaining in Europe? Is that what you're saying?
Well, he was Scottish, so,
I mean, you're just giving Robbie and me a hard time. You think we're going to let that slide, my friend? You got another thing coming, right? Right? You got my back, Robbie?
Too true.
Team world right here.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
LC.
You guys need a Hail Mary right now. That's what you need.
What we don't need is is you just sticking it in our eye.
One Martin Del Potro, of course, is the answer to that. We all knew that one. He was the outlier.
The manner in which he did it, wasn't that so impressive as well? I just wish he had stayed healthy. I would have loved to see him compete a little bit more with the big three. He was not afraid of them, Nick.
Could have changed the dynamic, couldn't it, a little bit? That's the ball you're talking about, Jim, with that extra bit of spin on it. Just couldn't time it, could he? Jumped on him.
Yep, and it puts a little bit of tension in this service game. Minaur continues to struggle to make first serves and give Felix a chance to attack the second. Minaur used to make a lot more first serves before he added a bunch of speed.
It's been a good payoff.
He's holding more, and it's hard to tell whether it's because of the serve or because the rest of his game has improved. That's the payoff. 126 miles an hour and the free point at a critical time. That's why I believe Adolfo Gutierrez and Alex have made this move to try and de-stress some big situations.
Game de Minaur. 3-all, first set.
Yeah, I know in the early days he had a lot of stomach problems as well. He had stomach muscle injuries for just the way the serve was produced. I know that was something that they had to contend with.
Love 15.
This will be an interesting game now. Last game with the old balls, so they'll be slightly slower maybe. Serving from the tougher end into the sun is Felix. And he's lost the opening point. There's about a 24% switch in your chances of holding serve here at the US Open based on historical data.
Love 13.
Oof.
Challenge for Auger Aliassime. Our scoreboard's actually incorrect. It's love 30. How aggressive does Minaur get here?
What an incredible change of direction that was.
Love 14.
Canadian was caught cold.
First break points of the day are here. Good save. This was always going to be a challenge for Auger Aliassime. The tennis balls, this is the last game these will be used. They're at their slowest. And he's serving up into the sun as well. Gets out of the first one nicely with the ace.
He's done a good job of saving break points this tournament, hasn't he? Saved 23 of 30 coming into this one.
Thank you.
Didn't have time to get the forehand into play, and Auger Aliassime is broken. Hot conditions.
Heartbreak for the losing finalist. Davidovich Fokina had chances to win, and Minaur stole the championship points from him. Amazing. Like you mentioned, Nick, what a good guy both of these guys are, and Minaur showed his class at the end of that match when Davidovich, who's still looking for his first ATP title, was in tears just prior to the trophy ceremony, and Minaur went over, consoled him, sat with him for a while. It was a touching moment.
15 all.
Minaur is quite Spanish, right? Speaks Spanish natively, lives most of the year in Spain. He's close with those players.
Yeah, big family Alex comes from as well. Siblings, half siblings. There's a big group of them.
Oh, he let it go. Felix made two mistakes there.
30,
one,
50.
he didn't go after the forehand enough. And then two, obviously let that one go. Looked like he could have been able to get his racket on it.
Is there a value for actually coming in down the middle against Alex sometimes, Jim? Or
Could be. That's not very good at all there. None of that was good. But the thing with Alex is, and you know this, he doesn't hit much spin on the ball. His forehand is the flattest forehand in the top 50. It's the third slowest. He can't create angles too easily off of either side.
Yeah.
So if you go down the middle, you should get a volley, right? Your logic holds. Don't often see that play anymore, though.
No, too true. The serve numbers dropping right now.
It will be interesting to break down the difference as Felix gets to break that
30-40.
point of your first serve percentage when you're looking up into the sun versus the other side when you have no problems.
The sun is in a horrible place for the next half an hour, I reckon. Worst it could be.
Felix might look for a forehand on this return. How good is that from the Demon? Pinpoint accuracy with the second serve, getting the ball into the backhand of the Canadian and then taking it to him. That's the one you were talking about. Look where he took that forehand, right inside the baseline.
Yeah.
Stealing time from Felix.
Control that one though.
Advantage Auger Aliassime.
Felix has done such a good job of running around his backhand and executing with his forehand. His footwork has been light, and he's forcing Alex to hit cross court into such a small area if he wants to find Felix's backhand. Tell you what, Nick, that was a rally drenched in quality. Every single strike from both players. Again, look where he's having to hit the ball if he wants to find Felix's backhand. Just an awesome combination of shots, and he needed the multi-combo special there, did Alex.
Left for serve.
Just 39% of first serves have been landed so far by Minaur.
That's the bad news. The good news is Alex is one of the very best at winning second serve points on tour. Defends it nicely. If someone came to Alex de Minaur and said, you know, Alex, we're proposing a new tennis league and we're just going to, as Darren Cahill watches on, Jannik Sinner's coach, also an ESPN commentator doing a little scouting. If someone said, Demon, we're going to have a no-serve league, we're just going to start with a baseline feed and off we go, he would sign up in a heartbeat.
Yeah, he leads the tour, just to build on Jim's point, of second serve points won this season. 57%. He's above Sinner, he's above Alcaraz in that category this year. Is it a second serve that is harder to attack? I mean, obviously he moves great, so he defends it. So what's behind that then?
The second serve must generally be thought of as a point starter.
Yeah.
That's basically saying who's winning the neutral baseline rallies.
Okay.
You have a geometric advantage when you serve. You can choose where to put your opponent with the serve. If you want to move them off the court to open up space, you can do that.
Advantage advantage, de Minaur.
It was a quality second serve, 97 miles an hour, but it quickly evolved into an even firefight at the baseline.
Yep.
And that's primarily, unless you're a skyscraper, if you're a Gabriel Diallo, the young Canadian who's fast rising, is 6'8", or Riley Opelka, the second serve isn't really a weapon. It's out.
Game, de Minaur.
That's a good save in the end for de Minaur.
De
As
Minaur
he
leads
gets to
by 5 games to 3
5-3.
for set.
I think the best way to look at the first serves and the second serves, at the first serve, that's your sword. The second serve is your shield. Second serve, you're just trying to protect against getting hurt early on in the rally.
I like that, JC. Very nice.
Feel free to use it. Just please give credit.
T's and C's apply.
Thank you.
Crowd filling up here. It was a little light 45 minutes or so ago. But they've made their way out.
15 love. On.
Dead even. And the winners count so far. Seven apiece.
Conditions are certainly conducive from that end to good serving. Very little wind, almost no wind to speak of. You don't have to contend with the sun. Big differential from each end.
T15.
That had some juice attached to it, didn't it?
40-30.
Yeah, flat and hard. Could almost see the writing remaining unmoved on the ball. Completely committed to that shot.
When he can get his forehand moving, that's what he can do. He needs to find a break though to keep himself in, probably expected coming into this matchup.
Not much between them. 0 for 2 on the break points for Auger Aliassime. de Minaur 1 for 2. That's the difference at the moment. De Minaur serves for the opener.
La 15.
And Jim, I find it astonishing how much control he has over that forehand, given how flat the strike is, as you were alluding to. He can hit it at different paces. It's just wonderful to see.
Yeah, that's a shot that requires extreme confidence, because the margin for error is the high. It's so difficult for him to control it relative to someone with a lot more topspin. He's going to be effective. He has to take more risk than most.
Felix landing some heavy blows, but they were neutralized very
30,
impressively by his opponent once again.
Oh, that is Demon's superpower right there.
So much depth on his ground strokes. It just handcuffed the big Canadian.
And that's where that sort of, at times, slight over-reliance on his forehand causes him a few problems, isn't it? Because he's so keen to get his forehand into play that he just doesn't have the time on that last ball to do that.
No, and this court doesn't give him time either, because it doesn't have as much grit as some of the other hard courts that they play on. It's quicker. And that flat ball of de Minaur staying low and skidding, it's less attackable here than it would be if they were in Indian Wells, for example. But the second serve points, Felix is not doing well enough. He's seeing plenty of second serves. I don't think he's getting enough bang for his buck with the first return. When that second serve comes into play, he's just not being able to attack it. He might need to think about running around, hitting more forehands, or giving himself a little bit more space, backing up a few feet more so he can get more forehands when the second serve comes in from de Minaur. He's been right on top of the baseline. I'd love to see him go back 3 feet. It's a 96-mile-an-hour serve, guys. That's tour standard. Nothing special, but certainly adequate. But you cannot miss that at 30-all 4-5. Cannot do that. That's just self-inflicted pain.
Set point.
Deuce.
The last Aussie to reach the semis of a major was, of course, Nick Kyrgios at Wimbledon.
He didn't have to play too hard in that semi either, did he?
No, walkover. And of course was against Nadal. Injured himself, I think it was against Fritz, wasn't it, in the round prior? No. disappointing is that going to be?
Advantage de Minaur.
Fault.
Extracted an error yet
de
again.
Minaur.
And the man who's looking to make the
By
last.
So Auger Aliassime will struggle with the sun. He'll struggle with de Minaur, who is one of the grittiest competitors in this generation of players. And in many ways, he reminds me of another Spaniard. De Minaur spends most of his year training in Spain, and David Ferrer was also undersized relative to the tour. Didn't have huge power on his shots, but liked to play aggressively as much as he could, like de Minaur. Ultra consistent. A presence in the top 10, as high as 3 in the world, Ferrer. That, I think, is a great role model for Alex de Minaur, because in the greatest generation men's tennis has ever seen, Ferrer made a final at Roland Garros and 5 other times a semi-final at a major. Remarkable career. And de Minaur trying to get to his first after 5 attempts already in quarterfinals. And it's looking pretty good for him, guys.
Yep. Yeah, Ferrer was mixing it with those 3 goats, wasn't he? And of course, Andy Murray. Talk about unconditional competitors. Ferrer was pretty much in that conversation, wasn't he?
And also so disciplined with his shot selection, Nick and Jim. I remember so often used to do Hawkeye analysis pieces just on his backhand, and he would hit 85% of his backhands cross court and just be looking for that half chance to jump around and hit the forehand, and then you would see the forehand spread. Well, with that shot, he would send you coast to coast. Such a disciplined game plan.
Ferrer hasn't lost any discipline in his post-tennis career. I saw him here in the player lounge. The guy is arguably fitter now than he was on tour. He's doing like these crazy, like ridiculous marathon bike rides up in the mountains. The guy is a beast. Well, de Minaur is too. And early troubles for Felix. Self-inflicted wound with that error.
Just wondering if it's getting a little trickier to return as the shade gets closer to the service line and it comes from the sun into the slightly darker light.
Doesn't like that tennis ball.
Fault.
Advantage, Auger Aliassime.
He's learned to go big on the second, doesn't he? He does at times leave himself vulnerable to the odd double. Of course, there was a period where he was really struggling with his second serve. Doesn't get seemingly a ton of top spin on the ball, does he, to bring it down? Pretty aggressive with it. Control over it here, though.
Just tinkered with his service motion a little bit, hasn't he? When the racket and ball come together, it used to be quite a definitive pause for Felix, and now that's no longer. The racket and ball come together, and he gets on with his service motion pretty quickly. It's right around here.
How does that improve the serve then, Rob?
Advantage, Auger Aliassime.
I don't know, just perhaps add some fluency to it, Nick, rather than that big pause. And it seems to me like he's got his thought, he knows where he's serving, and let's get on with it. It's amazing how such small things can affect the psyche of a player.
That's a lot of risk for not as much reward as you might want, but he's confident in it. He goes after it. So far today, just 2 double faults. And he's got 9 aces, so that's a pretty good ratio.
That's a pretty good feel. First time he's looked to employ that shot in the hour we've been playing.
I remember him trying it in the opening 2 sets against Zverev, not with much luck. But it certainly was one of the best I've seen him hit in the last 11 days over the higher part of the net. That was impressive. The fact that de Minaur couldn't get a racket on it, testimony to that.
So we talked a little bit at the end of the first set about Auger Aliassime's return position against second serves. And it's well known his desire to hit forehands against second serves if he can get them. In the first set, he faced 21 second serves and only hit 5 forehands. That's playing right into de Minaur's hands. He needs to give himself space. He's doing it here. This is the move he's needed to make to get forehands in play. Now, it might take him a little bit of time to set the compass correctly, but his brain's working, and that's really important. That's going to change the dynamics of those second serve points. He should be able to, once he gets settled into it, start to take advantage of that opportunity more.
On that shot, whether actually the fact he's serving into the sun as well, it means he can't quite pick the return up as quickly maybe as this end, because he just seemed to lose it marginally there, didn't he? Can Felix take advantage?
(40-30).
Just pointed down to, I think, that sun shade divider.
Deuce.
That's about the most emotion I've seen from Minaur all match. He was not happy with that backhand.
Just saw Galo Blanco behind Adolfo Gutierrez. Of course, he's managed by the 72 group, is Alex.
Let first serve.
Expanding number of players they have these days. Galo and his crew. To relinquish control of the rally, opting to let it bounce.
Advantage de Minaur.
Thinking it was going long. He paid a price.
When you sit courtside and you watch these guys, you realize how many shots actually get hit at the end of range, but because they're so quick and so well balanced, they disguise it.
Could go back and just listen to that last rally and hear the squeaking of the shoes. And these
Game
guys
de
are
Minaur.
burning rubber out there. That's a good save from de Minaur.
1 game all, second set.
Here's a bit of trivia for you both. Like a bit of stage of the match. So de Minaur's played 33 majors, yet to make the semi-final. A couple of players who have had more goes at it, but one stands out with the record for the most times playing a major without reaching the semi-finals. Who was it? And I'll give you a clue. It was fairly recent.
Did anyone actually, did they have to make at least one major for that? Is it, what's the question? I'm a little unsure.
Sorry, I'll
Rephrase, please.
So who is the player that played the most majors before
Fifth
reaching their first semi-final?
Before reaching their first
Yes.
semi-final. Was
So-
it Stan Wawrinka?
No, but he's the active leader.
Okay.
You're right there, Jim.
All right.
This person's retired. And I'll give you a clue. He's here this week.
Okay.
Oh. Might he be an American, Nick?
Correct. These two turning on the style of Felix left incredulously how he's not won this
15-0.
point. Let's have a look.
Just floats around the court. The vision, the feel, the creativity, off the charts.
I believe Robbie Koenig would call that daylight lobbery.
You know it. You know it, JC.
We're going to get back to your trivia question here after we catch our breath. That point was insane. Wow. Oh, pressurizing Auger Aliassime here. We're under the pressure here, Robbie. I'm going to ask you a
15 to
question. I'm
15.
going to buy a vowel here.
Okay.
Is the answer to this someone who resembles a giraffe?
Yes, correct.
So
Don't think that's being unkind.
So it is
Well,
John Isner?
No, actually, maybe it's not, but he's close.
I think
You're very
think
close.
The other American. he's also pretty tall.
Yeah. Yeah, giraffe might be slightly unfair. Hopefully he's not listening.
Let first serve.
He's about 4 inches shorter than John.
Would it be Sam Querrey?
It would. I'll be even more impressed if you can tell me where he did it. In fact, that might be a slightly easier question. Yes,
30.
Sam did it, I can tell you, on his 42nd main draw appearance at a major.
2017 Wimbledon.
That's right.
Yeah, he
That's
holds
right.
the record for the most major appearances.
Isn't that funny that Querrey and Isner have a podcast now, along with Steve Johnson and Jack Sock, that they call Nothing Major, because none of them won a major. And supposedly, if you've won a major, you're not allowed on their podcast. Although McEnroe broke in. They've not kicked down the door. John needed more attention, obviously.
Yeah.
Sam's doing great work for our friends at ESPN here. He's really making a nice move into a media career.
Too quick for his own good on that occasion. Auger Aliassime.
Auger Aliassime has abandoned ship on the deep second return position.
Let second serve.
That's a premature evacuation, fellas. He needs to continue to check that out, in my view.
La 15.
Talked about how he felt burnt out, didn't he, after Roland Garros, to defeat to Bublik from 2 sets up. It was one that definitely cut deep. Rare admission that he was struggling.
Love
Of course,
13.
as we know, he invests a lot into his tennis.
Fifteen, 13.
Got around, got the forehand, did Auger Aliassime
30.
there, but was nowhere near the target. And that second serve, just 85 miles an hour. That's very light on speed for Demon, and he gets a nice free point. So love 30 has been clawed back. Felix was wandering in a circle back there, thought about going deep on the return, stays in close.
That's not the flat ball that he hit wouldn't come down for him. And he's just a couple more unforced. And this man could do with a break here to try and reverse the momentum. And is that part of the court a bit more open for him, Jim, because of...
Sure, because Felix wants forehand, so he's hovering in his backhand corner hoping for one, and that open stance backhand, there's really good disguise on that. The only way that you're going to get that one is to guess, and you can't, because all Demon did was wait for that ball to just get a little deeper in his strike zone and catch it a fraction later. That was sweet.
Advantage, Minaur.
You know, Jim, I just wonder if this would be a good opportunity for the coach in Felix's box just to have a look at the pad, the coaching pad that they have in the player box, and weed out what you were suggesting on that second serve, how ineffective he has been when he stood up.
Robbie, I am sure that this is the case. I'm not sure if it's the case with Felix's team, but there have to be well-funded players who have people watching at home on computers, working their analytics and messaging the team that is on site to relay information to them, because it's hard, I'm sure, that to be a coach, you're also a psychological booster for your player. You've got to be attentive. If you have the resources to have someone like Tennis Canada fund that, you'd want to. Pass along that information, and then it's up to the coach to determine how to deliver the information to the player.
Just saw Freddie Fontaine just use his hands, but before that last return of serve, he was back deep again. Just speaking to Felix's dad.
He's very deep here, Rob.
Good spot.
By you.
He's
looking up at his team as if they're responsible for that miss or for some help. It's certainly frustrating. He was in that rally, and that wasn't even an attempt at a winner, Nick.
No. Disgruntled look, as you say. Searching for answers and searching for a break that is still not forthcoming here. Look at the unforced error tally.
Part of Dimonar's game plan is to frustrate his opponents and force them to win points 2-3 times. He hit such quality shots in rallies against de Minaur, and yet he neutralizes them with his speed. And you have to start over again, and some players get frustrated and get anxious, and the unforced error counts really climb as they try and pierce the veil. De Minaur forces you to take more risk as his opponent because his defense is amazing. Can you do it for 5 sets? He's going to ask you that question.
Doesn't actually change direction on his backhand a whole lot, Felix. Usually. That was a nice one. And crucially, he doesn't break a whole lot, does he, Felix? Again, we can sort of drown you with numbers all day long, but his numbers in terms of return games won are nothing special throughout the course of his career. Below average, that's for sure.
Do you have any hypothesis on why? It's a great puzzle to try and solve.
Deuce.
Because it doesn't seem like there's any logical reason for him not to be in the peer group.
I mean, he doesn't chip many back, does he? He doesn't, does he? As far as I'm aware from what I've seen him, he's not a guy that
Blocks returns?
No. So getting himself into the point, it is a bit, as we said, all or nothing sometimes.
Nick, I would probably, just thinking about all the matches that I've done with Felix over the last couple of years, I just don't think Felix has been playing the big moments well. Even when he does get into the rally, I've seen easy volley missed, basic forehands, middle of the court missed.
This season, just to give you an idea, 19% of return games won on the year.
And Demon's probably close to a third. I know Alcaraz is at 33% and de Minaur is right in his area code.
30 for de Minaur this year. So that's a big difference between the two. But again, one that we already knew really coming into this matchup, didn't we?
Advantage de Minaur.
So there's an example. Could he chip that ball back in play? It's deuce. It's a big point. He's missed another return. That, to me, from watching him play, happens more often than perhaps it might do to others. Only just from my humble eyes, from how I've seen it.
Deuce.
He's certainly getting his looks at second serve. De Minaur's first serve percentage continues to lag. He's not making as many as usual by a long shot and still hasn't been broken. There's another missed return.
Advantage de Minaur.
And Nick, it's interesting when you talk about that chip return of serve. I'm not talking about doing it all the time, but just occasionally. And those soft skills, probably not one of Felix's fortes. How often have we seen on big points Novak go to that, or even Rafa on the forehand? I think Alcaraz does it so well. Just to get that ball back in play and use their athleticism to hang in the rally.
What Felix has been doing so well in this particular tournament is throttling his forehand. That's been the signature shot that's been dominating play for him. And for whatever reason today, only 3 winners. In fact, de Minaur has more. He's just, and part of that is the defensive acumen and abilities of the Aussie. But he hasn't been quite as sharp, and maybe it's the moment. Maybe it's a chance to get back into a place that's been a long time since he's been in. Major semi.
Advantage de Minaur.
This match is starting to stretch out.
Yeah, Alex has played 29 points on serve alone in this set.
It's 34 minutes just in the second set alone, and we're in the 4th game. Grab a Snickers, everyone. We're going to be here a while.
Game de Minaur.
Finally, the Australian
2 games
able to
all.
secure it, though.
Second set.
Robbie, are you a facts or a feelings kind of guy?
Probably feelings, Jim.
So you would probably feel, like I do, that it must be more difficult to make first serves when you're serving into the sun on this bisected court, although we have cloud cover now. That seems right, doesn't it?
Yeah, you see, you've teed me up there because I'm wanting to think of the other side of the argument. But I would say probably yes, unless. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow, that's been a big improvement in the last couple of matches. I was just thinking maybe you want to be more conservative because you can't see the ball, so into the sun you tend to be more conservative.
It's funny, I asked our friends at Hawkeye to do the back of the envelope calculation from the first set, and it was nearly identical.
Okay.
In the shade, in the sun. Auger Aliassime actually made one more serve from the sunny side. But it's, you know, this is a player mentality too. We make assumptions without any kind of, you know, grounded in any kind of basis or of fact. It always felt better as a player when when dinosaurs roamed the earth and I played, to serve first in a final set always felt better. I always felt like that was an advantage for a player to serve first in a fifth set. But the numbers don't bear that out. It actually has no bearing whatsoever on the outcome, statistically speaking. It just feels better.
So it's even. The numbers are
actually
even.
Minusculely better to return second, microscopically, but you still have to break once. Just doesn't matter when you do it.
Yeah.
Or you got to win it in the match tiebreak. Serving first, it's always nice to sit down leading 2-1 in 3-2 instead of having to catch up with your serve.
and 30.
Only won 1 of 7 second serve points right now in this set has the Canadian. If that shot lets him down, his trouble's only going to grow.
Let second serve.
Once again, he was in a flash.
15-14.
Dynamic movement is off the charts here. And that's what great volleying is all about. It's making that big lunge. Almost sometimes a miss it serves you well. The ball just falls over the net. Take all the pace out of it.
2 break points for the Australian.
$30-14. Game and de Minaur.
Well, the trouble continues to mount for Felix Auger Aliassime.
De Minaur leads
Minaur
by
now
3
with a
games to
set
2,
and a
a
break
second
lead.
set, and by 1 set to love.
Can he break his duck here today? It's been close. It's been coming. And is this afternoon going to be his time to
15
make
love.
the last 4 of a major for the first time? As Jim said, no one really has dedicated more time to their craft. And Alex de Minaur over the years. The narrative for many years, really, when we sat here, was he's underpowered, wasn't it? He's underpowered. We sat here 3-4 years ago. He's not quite got the weapons to live with the big guys, and that has shifted a little bit, hasn't it, in the last 18 months or so?
No.
No?
It hasn't.
Okay. Tell me why.
Because he's
still underpowered.
He's underpowered when he plays. He'll be a huge Musetti fan if he wins this match. Let's put it that way.
That's nice.
Fantastic from Felix, but for de Minaur, he's improved his game immensely. There's no
15-30.
question about that, but he still doesn't have the ability to stack up against what Alcaraz can bring, what Sinner can bring. Djokovic dismantled him in the Australian Open a few years back. And that's not to say that he's not the best that he can be. He is. He is. People that I point to when, like, who are you most impressed with in tennis? De Minaur is right up near the top of my list.
Yep.
Robbie used the term maximizer. This guy is the, I mean, hard to argue he's not the biggest maximizer out there.
Which is what they said about Ferrer, who you mentioned an hour ago.
Totally. And those are the people that I want my
15-14.
kids to look up to. And de Minaur's got to look up at the scoreboard here and recognize this is a challenge. He's already saved a couple break points this set. Felix 0 for 4 on break points all in. 2 more here.
Once again, having issues with that first delivery. Has broken for the first time here.
3 games all, second set.
He looks to grab the impetus.
Boy, did he leather that final forehand. There was no holding back. No sign of getting tight and looking to massage the ball into the corner. Certainly something that he did well in perhaps the most important pressure moment in this tournament for him so far, when he was having to save a set point in the second set against Vera to avoid going down 2 sets to love. He played a series of points there where he was more aggressive than what he normally is, and he was able to pull it off, and I think that's given him a massive confidence boost for what we've seen the last few days from him.
The average game duration in this set, incredible.
love.
Both these guys actually share the same career high, don't they? Both have been at number 6 in the world so far.
Love.
Fault.
Pulls that one a little wide, so a little momentum shift
40
here,
left.
and just the momentum for de Minaur against the big players is not in his favor. He's 0-10 lifetime against Sinner, 0-4 against Alcaraz. He has 1 win out of 4 meetings versus Djokovic.
United Cup.
Huh?
United
Cup, and Novak wasn't really all there. But Felix is back here.
Back on serve then in this second set. The sun almost fully now, excuse me, the court almost now fully in sun.
Out. 15 left.
And oddly, not that this means anything, but Auger Aliassime doesn't have his hat on anymore.
No.
Make of that what you will.
$15 all.
Recently bought a place in Coombe Hill with Alex, with Katie Bolter, which is about a mile or so from Wimbledon. Nice golf course there. Jim's looking up. Sounds like you've played that one.
I'm not. I was just wondering if, I know you don't live too close by to that, right? You're down the road?
Yeah, used to. Further away now. It's a nice course. Guarantee you Rob
30-15.
Koenig's been on Coombe Hill.
Is that a trick question? Because our good friend Orr Palmer was a member there for many years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice track.
Fault.
What's happening here? The unforced errors creeping into de Minaur's game. Has he flinched a little bit with the lead, fellas? Or is this a lift in Felix's game?
Yeah, I think it's the size of the miss there that's concerned him. Literally bottom of the net. And a big come on after he won that point.
40-30.
We've not seen him be that vocal, and I think he's disgusted with that last miss. Channel the energy in the right way.
He was wondering if he didn't get a bad tennis ball there. Seemed like he was checking the pressure on it after that miss.
Game de Minaur. 4 games all, second set.
Bit of a let off, it's fair to say. Very invested, of course, in his Togo, which is the where his parents came from. His father from Togo. They emigrated to Canada. Goes back there when he can, doesn't he? Does a bit of charity work over there, does Felix these days. Those projects
15
revolved
left.
around education and giving children, underprivileged children, their opportunities. It's fiancée on the left, I think, Jim, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Nina. Ayla Tomlanovich's cousin.
30 love.
Felix's fiancée now. They've been together for quite some time.
Tila.
Fault.
.40-15.
In the set, closing in on the hour mark now. .71 points have been played in it so far.
Fault.
Can you draw that double fault by standing there a little closer for that second return? Last night, Djokovic drew one by standing deep on match point. Taylor Fritz threw in a double there to end it. Just a little change up there from Minaur with his return position prior to the second serve. We'll meet 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon in the first semi. These guys battling for a place in the 7 p.m. slot on Friday.
Fault.
Got a great women's match following this one too, don't we, Nick? A little rematch of the Wimbledon final.
Yep. Can't be any less competitive, that's for sure.
I think Anisimova and Swiatek's going to be a good one today. It was a lot for Amanda to take on, playing her first major final. Get a lot of support here today against Giga.
This man's been, of course, he was a fine player, was Freddie. He then transitioned pretty quickly into the coaching scenario. Of course, when Felix actually moved to Monte Carlo, it was a nice fit because Freddie's from the south of France.
.40-15.
Could be one of the longest partnerships, I would think, in men's tennis, that actually. Gilles Savara and Daniel Medvedev ending theirs after, was that 8 years?
Something like that.
This week.
Daniel wasn't sure. In his message, he said 8 to 10 years in his social media post announcing the split.
It'll be interesting to see where he goes next, won't it?
40-30.
This is normally about the time of the year when a lot of coaches do change jobs. The coaching carousel starts to spin around the US Open as players look ahead to the next season. Surely someone's going to be ringing up Gilles Savara. He'll have to be on a lot of short lists of players looking for new assistants.
Oh, yes. What a good and early change of direction that was.
Deuce.
It's only his second backhand winner of the day.
Advantage, Minaur.
That's what I mean. It's just the size of that miss. I think it's been too commonplace for me over the last couple of seasons from Felix.
And at such a critical juncture,
Yes,
Robbie.
yes, yes, JC.
Game de Minaur. 5 games all, a second set.
Importante, ¿eh? Reactivo a muerte ahora, ¿eh? Los primeros tiros, atento a los primeros tiros. Muy alerta a los primeros tiros, ¿eh? Vamos. A mí.
It's the first time I've seen Adolfo Gutierrez have a somewhat of a chat with de Minaur. Not a lot of communication goes on between them, but gave him a good 15-20 seconds of his mind there.
Yeah, talk about staying the course.
15 love.
Amazing, because of course Alex shifted continents a bit in his youth, didn't he? He was a few years in Spain, he was a few years in Sydney, back to Spain, and Adolfo is obviously so highly thought of by Alex that he has kept him on board all the way through those shifts. As Jim said, now spends most of his time, or a lot of his time, in Spain.
Adolfo's just told him to stand a bit deeper for this return of serve now.
On.
Match is approaching the 2-hour mark, and de Minaur has worked hard to regain his fitness. He's one of those players that got COVID a few years back, and he had a tough version of it. Had a long COVID. It really knocked him out physically for about 6 months. He just wasn't right. Oh, that's sweet from Felix.
30-15.
He has done so well to organize his hands here. Not easy to do when the ball is coming straight at you. Elbow out in front of the body. That is well done.
another sizable miss, and here comes a
30 all.
moment. 5 all, 30 all.
Doesn't have quite as much left arm in his backhand as some do they?
It's a lot of wrist action just before contact, and the best backhands, it's more torso rotation than wrist. I mean, Demon's doing his job well.
30, 14.
Blanketing the court with his defense, challenging Felix to come up with shots, but the size of the miss in 2 consecutive points is massive, and here comes a massive chance for the Aussie.
Call.
Wow. Did not time that at all. I think it had just a little bit more bite, and it was shorter in the box than what Alex expected. Whew.
It was a bit like watching a free kick
Advantage,
in a
Auger
football
Aliassime.
match.
I'll tell you what, Liverpool scored a good one of those the other day, Jim. Yeah.
Thanks
Good
for
thing
bringing that up.
Good
Thank
thing
you
I
for
don't
bringing-
gamble on European football. Or is that English?
Yes, you know the difference. Been a good serve for him, that one, this tournament, and he's delivered on it again to dig himself out of danger. 6-5.
Auger Aliassime leads with 6 games to 5.
For the second time as we hit the 2-hour mark.
Call.
Felix has gone back about 1.5 meters in this set. Flat second serve.
15 love.
And he's had more success winning points against Alex's second serve as a result, compared to the opening set.
Call.
The stab lob completely reset the rally for him.
It's a role reversal point.
Thirty, 15. 40-15.
Well, that time he went against what he has been doing.
Game and Minaur.
That is
6 games all.
a sick
Second
face of this
set,
match for the Aussie.
tiebreak.
And it will be a second set breaker.
Well, Nick and Jim, I can't help but once again mention that second set breaker against Zverev, because I think it's been such a tipping point in Felix's tournament so far. And boy, he would love to replicate that. Square things up here at a set apiece. He actually needed a let cord on his own set point to win the set against Zverev. Can't wait to see how this one shakes out. That was an awesome combination. We're so used to seeing the serve plus the forehand, but that was a backhand beauty.
Left, second serve.
He's gone back to pressing, hasn't he?
2-0.
Positionally, at
Auger
least.
Aliassime.
In the deuce court, every time Auger Aliassime has had a second serve and stood deep to return it, he's been able to get a forehand return instead of a backhand, and that's optimal for him. So if he gets a second serve here, he better be standing back if he wants to play it the right way. Oh, he nearly got that around the post.
2-1, Auger Aliassime.
That was a nice slider serve from Alex.
Two all.
Almost looked like he sort of decelerated a fraction, didn't it, on the last forehand?
Yep. Domination in the deep exchanges for Alex de Minaur. Points, 9 shots or more. More than half of them going his way. That's understandable. His defense can cause nightmares, and it just did again. Great lob from Alex to reset that rally. Steals 2.
4-2, de Minaur.
The urgency to get up to that one before it dropped was...
The initiative to the Aussie.
Auger Aliassime standing in close here, not looking for a forehand. Gonna get one though. How about that forehand? That was Felix in full flight. And a nice snag in the seats as well.
4-3, de Minaur.
Of course, because the fans can keep the ball, just observe the chair umpire. She's got a stash right next to her. She's just taking out a couple there, just to keep the consistency of the number of balls at 6.
Huge few minutes coming up in the context of this match.
And you love to see the belief in Auger Aliassime to continue to go after the forehand after flailing a few here in the latter stages of the set.
Fault.
De Minaur.
Is it the slightly lower trajectory that forces that error, or is that just simply a case of just a bad miss?
It's both. It's a harder shot to hit. If you want to hit with force, you have to hit with a lot of spin. All right, de Minaur serving into the sun for a 2-set-to-love lead.
Back he comes. What a return. Initially,
5-all.
this tiebreak has been largely dominated by the return. He simply could not breach his defences. And that has been a familiar story out here.
De Minaur.
Gutsy. 82 minutes this set has been going. Still on a knife edge.
A bit surprising that de Minaur tried to force his way into the net. That wasn't an obvious green light approach shot. So, Felix has saved a set point. Now he gets one.
Might be the first time he's led in the breaker, I think, from memory. Certainly feels like it is.
I think that's right.
Seven all.
That first serve just 1 mile an hour shy of his fastest of the day, saving his best for the right time.
That had to be 99% out.
8-7, Auger Aliassime.
Did very well, didn't he? On the stretch. This time the Canadian with a chance on his own deal. Felix Auger Aliassime wins an arduous set of tennis. Almost an hour and a half it was. But we're all square here on Arthur Ashe. Set. The Australian to get it going.
15 love.
So how would we recap that end of the set, fellas?
In terms of how it played out?
Yeah, like there's one point that really stood out to me that just seemed a bit out of character in the moment for de Minaur. When he tried to rush the net off of the backhand, when he was standing right around the baseline, it wasn't an obvious short ball to come in. That felt like he was tipping that he was nervous. I don't know if you guys read it that way.
Rushing, you mean? Trying to force the issue a bit?
Just out of character, not a shot we would normally see.
And Jim, I just said to Nick,
I
don't think he got the balance quite right in that tiebreak. I thought he was a little bit too tentative, and that decision-making wasn't as crystal clear as we've seen in the gameplay. And I think that shot that you're talking about specifically is an indicator of that.
I would imagine that his thought process, if he was pulling back on the throttle, was, hey, Felix is anxious. He's making some huge misses.
Yes.
Why don't I just sit back, play some defense for the most part, and see if I can extract some more mistakes? And that's why it just struck me as very odd that he went hyper-aggressive that one point. It was against the general theme of the tiebreaker for him.
Game de Minaur.
Yeah,
First
because
game,
as we have
set.
discussed a few times, he's won the longer rallies by a significant margin. 13-6, he's won the +9.
Out. 15 love.
On the change of ends, Auger Aliassime went off the court to change his kit. Minaur sat in his chair with an ice towel wrapped around his neck. This is going to be very physical. It's 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours for just 2 sets in a game. This could be 5 hours plus, fellas. We might see pickle juice. We might see a trainer out for some massaging late in the match if it keeps going. But these players are going to be tested physically as well as mentally.
Of course, we saw the longest match ever at the US Open here last year, didn't we? With Karen Hachanov and Dan Evans. You remember that one? 5.5? I want to say it was in and around that number. Extraordinary contest that was.
Wind has just picked up, gentlemen.
The wind is?
Just picked up right now. And I noticed a couple of clouds overhead as well. It just feels like it's at the back of Felix, so he'll get some help.
Your weather forecasters this morning were saying there's a cold front coming our way.
Well, I think it might have just arrived, Nick.
Probably some air blowing down from Canada. Ooh. Oh, what a pickup. There's nothing frosty about that. That was white hot.
40-15.
I'll tell you what, Jim, coming from London, we know a cold front when we see one. When Robbie comes over to do some work, he has to hibernate when it gets below 12 degrees Celsius because can't handle it anymore.
Yeah.
Game Aliassime. New balls, please.
Of course, there is the women's match waiting to play, so they're impacted by the length of this match. They'll have to regroup, Iga Swiatek and Amanda Anisimova, and start to monitor this match and their food intake to just stay topped up, fully fueled, ready to go. This could end up pushing the night session later tonight as a result. Also, there are all kinds of implications if you do get a really lengthy match.
You must have had plenty of experience with that, Jim, in your career.
Plenty. I didn't. What I would do now is probably enjoy some of your crisps. And I might just potato chips for those Americans listening, but crisps for the rest of the world. I just snack on a few of those. You?
I'm partial to the odd chip. That's what I'll tell you, Jim, okay?
I like British chips, too.
Yeah.
Just not the fish with them. Based on my concentration lapses up here, I might need to get some pickle juice and stay focused. Feels like a real calmness in this early stanza after the intensity of the end of the second set. Not a lot of tension in these games. A lot of the stands are emptied up for a little break, understandably as well.
So far, just 2 points won by the returner in this set, which was not the case in the tiebreak.
Minaur noticeably cranking up his ground strokes. That was a big second serve, touching on the triple digits.
Game Minaur.
It was impressive as well.
Minaur leads by 3-1, a third set.
Nudges himself in front in this third set. Not the longest set of the tournament. I think Taylor Townsend was longer in her match with Krejcikova a couple of rounds ago. Not sure that was the cleanest, but it was
15 love.
Good enough.
Fault.
All. 15 all.
I can tell you, if this match does get physical, this cloud cover has provided some substantial relief. You can feel the difference significantly between when the sun is out and now when it's behind the clouds. And if these clouds are here to stay, I think both guys will enjoy that.
We only need about 20 to 30 more minutes of the cloud cover because the roof will do the rest of the work. When the sun is out right now, the shadow is starting to creep into the blue section of the court, and it will be moving from the left to the right. But in the next half hour, this court will be in full shade because of the roof.
30-15.
Of course, Felix, along with Denis Shapovalov, were part of that great generation, but in many ways in singles they were led by Milos Raonic, weren't they? What's happened to him, guys? What's the latest on Milos? Is he
Oh, I know.
You know?
Yeah, he's
okay.
living in New York City. He's stopped playing, and I think he's pursuing a career in finance. He's a very bright, ambitious guy.
Interesting.
Yep.
Physically, could constantly, his body let him down, didn't it?
Sure did. He could hammer the serve and the forehand, Raonic, that's for sure. And Minaur does his level best to imitate him there. That's a big hit. And the sun's back out. This is a tricky time with this shadow coming across the court. Good time for a wide serve here. Use the shadow if you're Auger Aliassime. Thought a body serve will do just fine too.
40-30.
Finalist was Milos, wasn't he?
Of course, if memory serves, it was Shapo that beat Minaur in the junior boys final at Wimbledon.
You might well be right, Rob.
Game Auger Aliassime. 2 games all, third set.
USOpen.org, a reminder to point you in that direction. Get all the point-by-point scoring there, the stats, the draws. It's the official tournament site. You can stay informed by heading in that direction.
Fault.
Love 15.
It's been a tough day making first serves for Alex de Minaur. Continues to be well below his norm in that department. And second serves, as a result, that's been a big battleground. Comes a stress test of 30.
Love 13.
Breakdown of how often he's hit his forehand today. I've actually just been given it. It's 63% today of forehands he's hit from the back, 37 off that backhand side. That's the split so far in terms of how often he's been able to hit the forehand. Yeah, that's Felix thus far in this match.
That's a good split for him, isn't it? As many as he can get.
Fault.
struggle for him early in the match was not getting as many forehands against the second serve of Minaur.
Trying
to force that forehand and get the Canadian on the back foot, but didn't work out for him. 2 big break points in this third set.
Let for serve.
Going to roll the dice off the second, wasn't he? At these big 4 events.
Love 15.
If you expand that out to his record against the top 10 full stop, it's 21 wins and 43 defeats for the Canadian. All in.
Out. 15 all.
So Minaur looking to get the re-break here, and it's not an easy time for these players to play with the shadow now moving across the court. It's something I wonder if the people at home, maybe you can message Robbie Koenig on his social platforms and let us know what you think. Can you see the tennis ball that clearly when half the court is bisected in sun? Because it's solvable really easily. Goodness. I don't think the players can see it that easily. It's definitely difficult like this. And if they just close the roof about 15% right now, there would be no problem. But Felix has created a problem with that miss, and it's a chance for Demon to get back involved.
It's no coincidence that when he's played his best tennis, that has been the foundation of his game. When he won those 3 titles in a row in 2022. At one stage, Felix held serve there 93 times consecutively.
Does he go back T here, guys? He's been going T a lot on these big moments with his first serve. Or is it now time to change it up?
Done very well there, that's for sure.
Well, you talk about using the full width of the court, gents. how good was the camera shot of that as well. Big shout out to our production team.
Advantage, Auger Aliassime.
First indication, really, that there's more than a hint of frustration inside Minaur as he looks to find a way through. Changed the pace a lot, probably off the slice, but it extracted the error.
Auger Aliassime leads by 4 games to 2.
It feels like to me
Third set.
that he's just lost a little bit of feel, and the spin control is not there on his groundies. That's what it feels like. I've seen a couple of backhands float long, just hasn't got the contact right. Same with the forehand, the inside-in forehand that he missed from this end of the court. That ended up costing him his previous game. And Jim, to your point,
Love 15.
when we were talking about the fact that he doesn't hit with a lot of spin, when you are slightly off with your strike and feel, that's when you make those untimely errors. And I think that's what we've seen in the last 15 minutes or so, even in the tie break, and it's carried itself over here in the third set.
Yeah, he's definitely unsettled. The manner he lost that second set. Oh, that'll help. That was a nice move onto the net, but there's generally such clarity of thought with Minaur, right? He's very consistent with his shot-making decisions. At the beginning of this match, we talked about what an opportunity it would be for Auger Aliassime in the deuce court to attack the second serve because it's so predictable. In the entire tournament, Minaur had hit 0 second serves wide in the deuce, not a single one. And that's why it was so striking that he chose, when he was down break point in his last service game, to try and hit a second serve ace out wide and missed it. It smelled of panic a little bit.
30-15.
And that's not a word often associated with his game style and his choices.
He's certainly not had too many days where he's had to hit as many second serves, has he?
Maybe it's the moment. First time semi-final is on the line for him. 5 times he's had a chance to make a semi at a major.
And then you throw in the fact that at a 2 sets to love lead, he knows the chances of losing from there are very slim. And perhaps that's why we saw the wobble in the tie break.
Priority 30. Again,
Punched that one through very effectively.
Auger Aliassime
Yeah,
leads by 4 games to 3, third set, 1 set all.
I've learned that there's not just the normal honeydeuce on ice, they have frozen honeydeuces. Lindsay Davenport, a big fan of those.
Okay.
I think it's because when you get the cup, it's a commemorative cup, and it has her name on there from her win in 1998. I think that's why she likes it so much. I'm a little less interested as a result of not being on there. It's embarrassing how much she lords it over me, Nick. It really is. On our daily Tennis Channel morning show, she just rubs my nose right in it.
Is she starting the daily show with a honey juice?
No, she's not. But you just a reminder that she won here. No one else on the desk did. She'll be in with you next, won't she?
She will.
Yeah, nice.
Ooh. That's Felix tennis right there, isn't it?
Flying high for that overhead.
30 love.
When he's made the first serve in this set, he's been nigh on untouchable. 12 from 13 points, 1.
Love.
Not actually a huge difference in unreturned serves for the match, particularly so far. Auger Aliassime at 38%, Minaur at 31 to this point.
Game Auger Aliassime.
A lot of aces, 17 of them.
Auger Aliassime leads by
Felix.
5 games to 3, third set.
Not really surprised. Felix is getting that many aces. He serves big to the lines as well. Minaur is 6 feet, doesn't have a lot of wingspan to cover it. Felix's first serve has held him in good stead here today. He's having a nice day, making a good percentage of them. And see, just a shade under his tournament average at 63. And Minaur is really down today for reasons unclear. You have any theories on why he's struggling? I don't.
No, not particularly, which isn't very helpful, I know.
No, I'm fishing. I'm looking for some help.
I mean, the obvious, does he take 10% off here? Because Felix, you know, does he go 10 mile an hour fewer just for a couple of games here? Just to take a bit off and find a bit of a rhythm? Is it impacting the rest of his game, the fact he's not making enough first?
All good questions, and something I'm sure Alex is considering. Or does he just play the numbers and say that I'm well below my average? Eventually, something is going to click in.
That was a good sneak in.
Wasn't it?
30-15.
Nick, Jim, I'd probably like I'd like for him to make a few more first serves, find some rhythm, even if it's just 4 or 5 in a row, much bigger targets. And then hopefully off the back of making a few more, even if you are putting more slice on the serve for consistency. Then look to crank it up again once you've made a few.
30 on.
So I think he's got to obviously be careful of going away from what has worked so well for him in the last 18 months, 2 years, by going after the serve. But I think this is a situation where you have to fine-tune. That would be my gut instinct.
40-30.
Now, I've seen him a lot more in front of me in the last 2 or 3 games. Perhaps that's going to be a point of difference for him. Look to come forward a bit more, take a few more chances. He's so efficient at the net.
Game at the Minaur.
Needs a break, and he needs one urgently
Auger Aliassime leads
to
by 5
avoid
games to 4. Third
going
set,
down by 2
1
sets
set
to
all.
1. Includes some of those early battles, doesn't it? So they have very much grown up side by side in terms of their development. Undoubtedly this, though, the most valuable of their matchups so far. Felix serving to go up 2 sets to 1.
Love.
Ball.
15 on. to 13.
A couple of shaky points from Felix is opening the door for the Demon.
He went for the same wide serve, didn't he? And De Minaur actually read it. And got it back with a bit of purchase as well.
Oh, how about that? We talk about a big-time
30 on.
play on a big-time point. Once again, his ability to organise his hands when the ball has been struck right at him. I mean, that is a world-class volley. He's done so well to keep the racket head out in front of him.
$30-14.
As we hit the 3-hour mark, as Felix hit a bit of a bump in the road here. 2 doubles in this game. And allowed De Minaur a chance to get the break back.
Ball.
Game De Minaur.
He blinked, seemingly.
5 games all, third set.
Not the game he was looking for by any stretch. It was littered with mistakes. And it's 5 apiece.
We saw that against Rublev at the end of a set a couple of days ago. Remember when he pulled his body on his forehand and wasn't stable and hit a couple at big moments, was able to problem solve his way through that, but he's created a problem with that last game.
15 love.
Little
30 love.
nudge, a little reminder there from Minaur, wasn't there, after both those points? Sensing a chance to rub a bit of salt into the wounds, so to speak.
Ball.
30-15.
Rafa was the master of that. His ability just to pump the fist or give a vamos, and I'm not talking about on a big point, Nick, just as you were alluding to there, just to remind you, he could be 5-1 down in the set and win the first point on serve, and he'd let you know with a vamos that I'm still here.
He's probably doing that when he catches a fish on his boat now too, I'll bet, to intimidate them.
All.
Set. Both players in a giving mood.
30-14.
Come on!
Deuce. Advantage, Auger Aliassime.
Just feels like he's decelerating on that forehand.
The only good news is they're both feeling it. If they were playing an Alcaraz, a Sinner, or Djokovic, they would be really getting worked over. But they're both battling the same tension right now.
Ball.
Too many mistakes from Minaur, having earned the break back incredibly. He's let it slip. 6-5.
Auger Aliassime.
You know what they say in golf, there are no pictures on the scorecard. It doesn't matter how you get the win, just that you get the win.
Yep. Feels like that sort of day, doesn't it? It's a good job there's no pictures on our scorecard either, Jim. Not sure there's enough paper actually half the time where the ball goes. another story. Just looking at the unforced error count in this set, and obviously there've been a lot of them in the last 15 minutes, but 12-6, de Minaur.
Some quite firm words there from Adolfo Gutierrez to Alex as he went for his towel.
$30-15.
This is how much it means to them. You can see it in the tension in their bodies, the unforced errors climbing drastically at the tail end of this set because there's a semifinal spot in the US Open on the line. I can't believe that if they were playing at a non-major that they would be reacting in this way. This is when you're playing for history, it can overwhelm. Auger Aliassime a chance to break through.
Two set points.
Crowd has thought it was in, but it wasn't.
40-30.
Tee serve here has been an effective one, hasn't it, today?
That's been the go-to.
Thank you.
As the Aussie take a gamble here, calculated one. Good job he didn't.
Game and the third serve, Auger
What a
Aliassime.
way to end the set for Felix Auger Aliassime, who is one set away now
Auger
from
Aliassime
returning to the US Open semis. Needs to win the next two sets to turn this match on its head. Twice in his career he's come back from 2 sets to 1 down.
15 love.
Did it here a couple of years ago against Karen Khachanov. He also did it in Australia back in 2017 in the very early days against Gerard Meltzer, the brother of Jürgen.
$15 all.
It is not often you hear much communication in match between de Minaur and his coach Gutierrez, but my goodness, this would be the time to help him. Trying to boldly go where he's never been before in the Final Four of a major. Feels like there are a few twists still in the road coming.
Yeah. Had a host of five-setters, didn't we, throughout the first week, but been a little thin on the ground in the last couple of rounds.
T15.
At this stage of the match, fuel is going to be important for both players, and they're experienced enough to know how to manage this, but they'll need to be eating, have some gels. Felix asked for bananas earlier on. They'll need to be taking calories on board. The sports drinks will have to come in play to replenish the minerals they're losing. Thank goodness.
All events are about 7 or 8 days later than they are this year. So whether that has any impact. Who's the next first-time major champion, Jim, in your eyes, as we look at the sort of current field outside of the big two? Who do you see as the next first-time major winner, potentially?
Well, could be Jack Draper if he's healthy. The form he showed at here last year, reaching the semifinals, winning Indian Wells, beating Alcaraz en route. He's certainly in the mix. I mean, Taylor Fritz continues to put himself in position. Zverev, can he keep coming and going deep in majors with his serve? I think the answers are yes, he likely will. There's others for sure.
Yeah.
Shelton, who knows? What are you thinking?
Jack was the first person I thought of when I sort of pondered that question in my own head a moment or two ago. Chase, one that he made pretty comfortably. And I think back to last year, Jim, because I think we discussed this earlier in the week, and something James Trotman said to me about Jack when he lost to Sinner here last year. He came off the court and he said, you know what, I've got him next time, Jannik. And I think that speaks to Jack's perception of his own self, and that's obviously a good sign. I don't know, obviously time will tell. His body's got to hold up, but I think Jack sees himself as a major winner. If that's, you've won majors, I didn't, so you can answer that question a lot more readily than I can. But
you don't know. The answer is you don't know until you don't know if you can until you actually do it. There are a lot of terrific players who've made finals of majors and not quite been able to kick it over the line.
Game Auger Aliassime.
It's interesting.
1 game all, fourth
Got
set.
some players coming up. Jakub Menšik was very impressive earlier in the year in Miami. That guy's got some tools, hasn't he?
So true.
But still so young.
Yep. Holger Rune is ambitious. João Fonseca has a lot of people thinking he can do great things. He's still so young at 18, just turned 19. But for the moment, the last 7 have been won by the new 2.
Rob Koenig has just put his headphones on. I can just see there he's just consuming something.
Was that a smash burger, Rob? What was that?
That was the pulled pork sandwich. Is a 9.3, Jim.
Very, very strong.
So, Rob, you probably missed that. I just asked Jim who his next first-time major winner was, and you want to join this conversation?
I'd love to.
15-all.
I like Ben Shelton's chances on the hard courts. But man, I'm reluctant to go away from Taylor Fritz, who's been there and thereabouts.
The Aussies fired up again.
30-15.
Well, this is a beautiful choreography about how this guy plays the game. Normally, when he's playing his best, it's all-out attack. And just digging into his manual of masterpieces around the net. That is more like it. That's what we've seen a lot of in the last 18 months from Alex. I'm reluctant to leave Jack Draper out of the conversation because I've seen
40-15.
huge strides from him, but
Give me one. Come on, I want one.
man, I'm trying to hedge my bets here, Nick.
Can I throw an extra one in on my list?
Please, Jakub Menšik.
No, I'm going to go a little deeper.
Okay.
Someone who hasn't had a great run of health, but has big upside and power, and that's the Frenchman, Arthur Fils.
It's a very good shout.
Game at the
I like the
Minaur.
way you're thinking. I'm going to go with Jack Draper
The
as
Minaur
my
leads by
final
2 games
answer.
to 1 for set. Auger Aliassime by 2 sets to 1.
As we said, for Iga Swiatek and Amanda Anisimova, 3.5 hours into this one, and we may still have a fair bit to travel.
Fault.
La 15.
He's got a bit more about him right now, isn't he, de Minaur?
Well, Demon's started pumping up the volume on his forehand since the third set. He lifted the speed on that shot, lifted the speed on his first serve as well, just got a little bit more aggressive in those two locations, and that forehand paid a nice dividend. An early window of opportunity for the Aussie.
Fifteen, 13.
Just wondering, with the shadow now fully across the court, is that slow conditions down a fraction or not? Maybe not, but he was across to that pretty quickly. Felix in trouble here. Yeah, a couple of break points to square out. Coach looks calm in the corner, but he must be extremely pleased.
I don't speak a lot of Spanish, but he said cambio segundo. That's change the second. I think he'd rather change the first serve because he still only made 3 out of 10 in this set. The first serve percentage is as low as I've seen anybody in a quarterfinal of a major. 40% for the match.
Because you had a Spanish coach for many years, didn't you?
Jose Higueras?
Yep.
Sure did.
Love.
Jim, not only did I love chatting tennis with Jose, but he is a man after my own heart, and he is a big-time fly fisherman.
Backhand volley winner. De Minaur is going to sit down, feeling pretty good about himself. 4-1 in the fourth set.
So Felix serving 1-4 here.
Love 15.
Well, that's been uncharacteristic for him, missing a volley like that. For the most part, he's been really good in the forecourt.
Ambitious by his standards.
15 on.
I think he just forgot the top spin there, Nick.
I mean, or is that an energy-saving shot? Because that's so out of character for him. Normally that's just cross-court and he's right back locked in.
Yeah, he shook his head after it, didn't he, as well? So.
I wouldn't think at 3 hours and 37 minutes the Demon would be struggling physically. He's got a big engine. Conditions are good for a lengthy match here with not a lot of heat and humidity on the court, especially with the court in shadow now. Some good serving.
De Minaur leads by 4 games to 2,
Aliassime.
fourth set.
Stays just down the one break. Let's see if De Minaur continues to take a little bit of pace off of his first serve like he did in the last game to try and make more. That certainly worked pretty well for him. Well, went big there, 119. Got a nice reward for it.
30 love.
Given the rate he's been serving at, he's virtually prolific right now.
He was 3 for 10 a couple of games ago. He's up at 8 for 16 now. Finally reverting to the mean.
Yes, and look at the difference. As you said, Jim, there's a lot of free points coming his way that won.
I think the last service game was a love hold, Nick.
Fault. Game, de Minaur. De Minaur leads.
So game away from taking us into a fifth and
Auger
final
Aliassime
set.
by 2 sets to 1.
Tournament of $300,000. Oh. So that'll be one person watching Sinner closely tonight against Musetti. We'll see if it's God's plan for Jannik to win the title.
I'm not going to lie, Jim. If I hadn't have watched you make that joke this morning, I wouldn't have had the faintest idea what you were talking about.
Oh, did you look it up?
No, I watched you this morning because you said that this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I watched
yeah.
you this morning.
Yeah.
But if I hadn't have watched you this morning, that joke would have gone completely over my head.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't name you a single Drake song. So I'm glad I did watch you this morning.
Now did you go and listen to God's Plan? It's a great song.
No, I didn't. But I
got it on
the
my
joke.
phone. I'll
Okay.
play it on the changeover for you. We'll get into it.
Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. By the way, Nick, you know the best ad-libs are the practice notes,
15
right?
on.
The best what, sorry?
The best ad-libs are
Yes,
the practice
that's right.
notes. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
What, you think comedians make a new set every night they go play at different cities? Come on, man. You got to recycle it, repurpose it. Different audience here.
Oh,
Thanks for calling me out, you rat.
I liked it, Jim. I liked it. It was all good. That's good as well. So +1 forehand, very much.
30,
How he's
15.
made a living out of this sport.
Jim, I've been repurposing my tournament grip story for a couple of seasons now, so I can sympathize.
Always good to hear it.
Yeah, any bad news for you, Rob, is Richard Gasquet retired. Oh, beautiful.
40, 15.
That was taking dead aim. This was a bullet to the corner.
Game, Auger Aliassime. New balls, please.
Interesting time for the new
De
balls
Minaur
with
leads
De
by
Minaur
5 games to
serving.
3 in 4th set.
Is he able to maintain this new service streak of making some good first serves with the new balls, which are a little trickier to control at times? We shall see, but vital moment in the match here.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The players are ready. Thank you. Love 15.
First point he's lost on the first serve in this set.
Love 30.
Thought for a second there, Minaur might take it out the air, the return. I think he was hoping that it would go out. I think in moments like this, you've got to be brave.
Four.
His arm. The lob was nigh on perfect. And what do you know? He's got
Love
3
14.
opportunities here to break back.
Such a sagacious choice of shots executed to perfection. Wow.
Four.
It's been a bit of a theme in this match at the sharp end of sets. That finished in the early hours.
Four.
Love 15.
Felix played an incredible game to break serve and stay alive in this set. A little anxious here as he tries to back up that break with the hold to level things.
On. Thirty 15.
All week that has been a great serve from, not just here today. 22 aces on the tally now.
.30.
4 guys have actually served more aces this season than Felix. Pelka, Fritz, Menchik and Shelton, the only 4 to have served more aces on the season.
It's a good list to be on.
Fault.
5 games all, a fourth set. Love. Let for serve.
Not again.
15 on.
Minaur at that tail end of the third set, double faults. My goodness. So often it's easy to sit here on the outside looking in at these athletes and assume that they're just impervious to pressure. These are some of the best at their craft in the world. But this match has had plenty of highlight shots, incredible points, but it's also had its fair share of human moments
30,
where you
15.
can see all too well that they want this so much that it can handcuff them at times. This isn't the final, but it kind of feels like it has that tension for them.
(40-15).
But maybe in a way it kind of feels like a final, because if you're going into the gauntlet of most likely Jannik Sinner, you probably realize you don't have, hopefully you don't realize that. The chances are not great.
Not a lot of hiding room in the other half either, is there?
Not so much.
The Minaur leads by 6
Djokovic
games to
sitting
5
pretty
for
there
fourth set.
already.
Auger Aliassime by 2 sets to 1.
Wide picture. It was Alex de Minaur doing something that he wouldn't often do, which is walk to the towel box near his coach before receiving serve in the deuce court. He clearly wanted some instruction. We'll see if it helps him get through this game. He's a game away from taking it to a fifth, potentially.
First serve numbers, percentage-wise, this set have been the best of the lot. And as we have seen throughout, he's winning a good chunk of points behind them.
Backhand found the middle of the net, so tension clearly still in the arms of Auger Aliassime. Understandable.
Outstanding. What an athlete this young man is. As we head into a fifth hour.
30-15.
Yeah, that is the modern day tennis player in essence. Just that raw athleticism on full display. You want to compete at the sharp end of the sport, you need to have it.
Let for serve. Out. 40-15. Thank you. Game Auger Aliassime.
So here we go.
6 games all, fourth
Nick, just
set.
remind us again of those
Tiebreak.
numbers. As far
Yep.
as tiebreaks are concerned for Felix here at the US Open.
Yeah, it's a good one. He's won the vast majority of them, I can tell you.
Was it 12 of 15 that he's played?
Thank
The
you,
exact
ladies
number.
and gentlemen. Thank you.
12-4 he is here at the US Open in tiebreaks.
Stop.
1-0, Auger Aliassime.
I don't recall Minaur struggling with his second serve under pressure quite as often as he has today.
Stop. Stop.
Oh, goodness.
1-0.
I'll tell you what, the tension is palpable down here.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you.
Stop.
Thank you. Minaur.
And whatever the circumstances and whatever the struggles he's had, you know one thing, he's there, right? This has been his career. He's been there. He's been a presence.
Nick, I cannot help but remind myself of that Washington final, right? No business winning that match.
2-all. Auger Aliassime.
5 points have gone against the server.
That's a terrific point from Auger Aliassime. Quality return opened up the space, and a safe winner puts him back on top. But you're right, can anyone hold serve? Not so far in this breaker.
Thank you.
Ball.
It's a big second, 100 miles an hour. That's been
Auger
about
Aliassime.
where he's been at, though. And again, he has been fallible in his career on the second delivery. And this has been edgy, to put it mildly.
Just must feel great just to have a
Thank
lead
you.
at this point, no
Thank
matter
you.
how you're there.
Yep.
Auger Aliassime on serve, but still ahead. God, cannot believe what we're seeing.
5-3.
That's so
Auger
much
Aliassime.
empathy for these guys. They want it so much, and it's paralyzing them.
It's 4 doubles collectively in the break in between them. There's a 2-point gap once again.
Five, 4, Auger Aliassime.
What Felix would give now for 2 meaningful first serves that give a good chunk of that $660,000 prize money he is guaranteed.
Thank you.
Big-time play. A fearsome forehand has given Auger Aliassime
6-4, Auger Aliassime.
2 match points. Felix Auger Aliassime makes a return
7-6, 7-5,
to the
10-6.
US Open semi-finals. it's more disappointment for Alex de Minaur at this stage of a major. What a fortnight the Canadian's enjoying, though. He wins a battle that is 4 hours, 10 minutes in total to book his ticket to the Final Four.
Auger Aliassime, the 25th seed, with his 3rd consecutive upset. Took out the 3 seed Zverev. Then it was the 15th seed Rublev, a habitual top 10er, but dropped a little bit in the rankings. And then now another top 10er. And Alex de Minaur, it was not the prettiest match, but it doesn't matter. It's a spot in the semifinals for Auger Aliassime. Again, some questions to be answered still for the Demon at the quarterfinal stage. Will he break through like Jesse Pegula did here last year? Eventually, someday, he's got to believe he can. His tennis is so strong, but he was just not able to contain the emotions in some of the most important moments in this one.